also what benefits we offer and how you can apply here. In the meantime, always feel free to ask a question. I know that I'm not with you in the room, so feel free to interrupt me, or in the end, we also have enough time for questions, okay? Good. Hi again. My name is Deborah Kimmich. I'm Talent Acquisition Executive at Philip Morris in Germany. I'm based in Munich, and I work here since a bit more than 1 year. Actually, I was visiting your career fair 2 years ago when I was still at my previous employer and represented that logo back then, but now I'm super happy to represent Philip Morris with you guys today and yeah, give you a glimpse about what we do and who we are. So a little bit about our global footprint. So we have different sites around the globe. We're an international tobacco company, the most famous one, to be honest. And yeah, we come originally from the traditional cigarette, and we still make money with that, obviously. But you saw it in the video before. Our vision is to go into a smoke-free future, which is why we have developed a lot of products in the previous years, and our portfolio is now more diversified, where we have a multi-category portfolio, which is completely new to the company in the previous years. And yeah, we added heat not burn products, nicotine pouches, and also e-vapor products. If we look around the globe, we have over 80,000 people working for Philip Morris, which is huge. And we sell our products in over 170 markets. We're actually the market leader with a cigarette brand called Marlboro. Most of you probably have heard of that. We also have L&M and Chesterfield in our cigarette portfolio. And if we look at our smoke-free alternative products, we launched a tobacco heating system known under the brand IQOS. We have e-vapor products. It's called Wave, the brand that we already sell since last year in Germany. And Germany has not allowed yet to sell nicotine pouches, but we have that also in our product portfolio. As said, roughly 170 markets have our products yet. And in total, we have 51 manufacturing facilities, and which is quite impressive also to see that we used to have until mid of this year also a factory in Berlin. We had to close it down, unfortunately. But the closest next factory is in Poland. And yeah, you see the number on the screen. We have roughly 360,000 contracted farmers also supplying our tobacco to the different PMI affiliates within 21 countries. 97 markets are offering smoke-free products already. And we estimate that we have over 40 million adult users of smoke-free products already worldwide. This is one of the famous statements of our CEO, Jacek. He once said cigarettes belong in the museum. And that shows quite nicely where the direction of Philip Morris is going. Even though we're still super strong in cigarettes and hold the strongest brand worldwide, this is not where we would love to go in the future. Obviously, innovation is expensive. You saw it in the video before. Over $10 billion were invested in research and science to come up with better solutions for adult smokers who don't want to give up smoking, which would be the best solution, obviously. Yeah, we still sell the cigarettes, but we want to go in a different direction and bring cigarettes into the museum. And that's actually quite bold to come up with a statement like that if we think of other big corporates. Let's just take an example of McDonald's, who would say, I hope one day we don't sell burgers anymore, or Coca-Cola is saying, I hope one day we don't sell Coke anymore. This is how brutal the transformation and innovation in that company is. And that also brings obviously a lot of opportunities, obstacles, of course, but also opportunities. And the vision is absolutely clear for us. Going into a smoke-free company where we create 2/3 of our total global net revenues from smoke-free products until 2030. And that's actually quite soon. And if we look at the most recent numbers, we saw that over 40% of our global revenues were gained by smoke-free products already. So obviously we still have an ambitious goal. There's still a way to go. Nevertheless, we see that it works and we hold strong to that vision and truly believe that one day cigarettes belong in the museum and we don't sell it to anyone out there anymore. To go even further, you see more numbers on the slide, which shows that we would love to generate in approximately 20 markets 50 to 75% of our net revenues from the smoke-free products until 2030, and over 3/4, so over 75% shall be generated from approximately 40 markets within the next less than 5 years. Another slide which gives you also an overview about our people and about our culture. I mentioned before or approximately 170 markets sell our products already, with over 80,000 employees who work day by day very hard to provide products to the markets. We're also super diverse in our workforce. We have over 130 nationalities worldwide. And the values you can see on the slides, these were created last year. So basically, they were re-announced, reworked, because obviously the people change over time and our people are our strongest asset and they shape our culture. And we came along with 3 big values that every one of us holds account to. These are: we care, we are better together, and we are game changers. As said, everyone should hold those values in themselves who work at Philip Morris, and we're also being made accountable to them and shall demonstrate them in our day-to-day work, how we treat each other with we care, with true care, and also collaborating successfully together and always seeing the benefit of, we are one PMI and we're game changers, is quite strongly embedded in the innovation we show in our products and as a company. And now I promised you to talk also a little bit about our entry opportunities, where we have plenty, I can promise you that. Currently, you mainly find internships positions online in all sorts of functions. So we hire in the people and culture function, we hire in commercial, marketing, digital, communications, and external affairs. And even beyond that, we hire throughout the year, so whenever business demand is there. So even now you could go on our careers platform, on our careers page, and you find open roles. And I'm quite happy to announce that we even have an open position now in Berlin, because our headquarter is in Munich, in Gräfelfing, where I'm based. But we also have an affiliate in Berlin, where they currently look for an intern in external affairs with strong political interest, which is quite nice. We also have the Innovation Hub in Berlin. I mentioned before we used to have the factory there, but now we use the area, like the old factory, to rebuild office spaces, and we rent them to startups or whoever wants to use the space now. And it's quite impressive what we have in Berlin now. So yeah, if you're interested, feel free to look up the internship roles, even if you're open to move to Munich. We have lots of opportunities if you want to stay in Berlin. We currently have one opening there. Then, of course, we have permanent roles for those of you who have a bit more experience already. Permanent role could mean to come in as an executive, that's the job title internally, or even as a supervisor, manager, director. We have different sorts of opportunities for permanent roles, of course. And then what I'm super excited about and what's new since this year is our graduate program. We started off the graduate program 1st of October this year. It's a 24 months program with 3 different rotations where you have different departments. Usually it's one department in our smoke-free product segment with strong marketing focus. The second rotation would be in the field force. You could be placed anywhere in Germany for that to really experience field sales with a different assignment during that time period. And the third rotation would be in a business supporting function, which could be external affairs, communication, people and culture, finance, wherever your focus lies on. I put on yearly start here with the graduate program. I mentioned we started in October this year, but most likely next year we actually going to start 1st of July already. We have 15 positions for the graduate program, which gives even more opportunities. And as said, it's super exciting because through the rotation you gain a good network and experience in different business areas. And this is also a preparation to obviously stay with us in a permanent position afterwards. And even beyond that, we're looking for talent who wants to grow with us, who is also mobile, because the like 20% of the graduate program will have the opportunity to go on a short time assignment with us directly after the program. That means the company sponsors you moving abroad and work in a different country at a different Philip Morris affiliate for 18 months, and then you would come back to the local market. And after that, we have the Future Leaders program, if you qualify for that one as well. And the name tells you already, we want to shape futures of tomorrow, our managers of tomorrow, with development paths to head of function, -2, -1 roles, even head of function roles, and obviously dream big, maybe even being the managing director of a certain region and even beyond that. And we see a lot of examples within Philip Morris with careers where people moved abroad, where people changed also the departments and went up the career ladders. Our previous managing director in Germany started off as an intern and developed up to the managing director position in the market. So it's not impossible to really have a career here and gain experience in many different fields. I have a better overview here where we can deep dive a little bit in the different opportunities which I just highlighted. As said, we have the internship positions where you have one project assignment. What's also very special during your internship with us, it's actually 6 months in Germany. You gain a good network with the other interns. I'm going to show pictures in a minute about how the communities look like. You learn from the experts in the market, and obviously we would love you to qualify also for the graduate program after the internship and stay with us. Who would we like to address for an internship? You must be either a current student in your bachelor's or master's, or be a graduate of your bachelor's and have the intention to continue studying in a master's program. Means being in a gap year between bachelor's or master's. And we're quite open. What degree you're holding or what degree you're studying in, you can usually find it in a job description, who we're looking for, what's most preferably. But still, we're quite open for that. It's more important for us that you want to gain experience, you have a certain achievement orientation, also cognitive acuity, growth mindset, also resilience and adaptability and mindfulness. These are some soft skills we're truly looking for the people joining our organization. If we look at the graduate program, it's again, we feed the graduate pipeline with our interns. We would love the interns to go into the graduate program and later on having our graduates feeding the pipeline of our future leaders super nicely from the flow. I mentioned with the graduates that we're also looking for mobile talent. So people who are willing to work in an international setting and are also mobile in terms of moving maybe to a different location. And the graduate program has a duration of 2 years with the 3 rotations. During those 2 years, we have 2 locational networking events. They are in our PMI headquarter in Lausanne in Switzerland. Actually, our current intern graduates were just last week in Lausanne. I still need to speak to them, but I think they had an amazing time because they met our CEO and the EMEA president. They went through a site visit in Neuchâtel where our science facility is. So they had a super great program and yeah, a very nice introduction to the company. And also during the halftime of the graduate program, you would be invited to a hackathon in another European affiliate, maybe London or Madrid, where we have quite big offices, and you always get together with the other EMEA graduates. Because this year we have in total 46 graduates starting with us, and next year we're going to move the program up to 150 spots that are open. And it's amazing to see that the program is growing and we give more possibilities to people in their early careers. And here we're looking for university graduates, either bachelor degree or a master's or any equivalent. You shall have less than 3 years of working experience after your graduation. So meaning even if you graduated last year and you want to apply next year, you would still qualify for the program. Must be mobile. You need to speak English as a mandatory, as well as the local language, here in that case, German. Even though I can add that B2 would be as a minimum. As said, you would be moving in the field force and do field sales. And you can probably imagine tobacco company or B2B clients or like fuel stations or any Spätis and similar. And some owners obviously can speak English, but it's not always their most comfortable language, depending on what region you're around in Germany. Especially more rural areas, the people prefer to speak German. Therefore, it's mandatory to feel comfortable in German. We would also sponsor language courses once you start, but I highly, highly, highly recommend that you work on the German skills. We hired international talent now, and obviously they have a bit of time to improve their German skills, but that will be important in the second rotation. And same thing for internships here. We're also looking mostly for local talent for the local market. Not local talent, we look for talent for the local market with a certain level of German to serve the German speaking market. Other than that, skills for graduates, pretty similar actually, like for the interns. Yeah, it must be a fit for the company with a certain drive, with that growth mindset and willingness also to work in a team. I just quickly want to touch base also on the future leaders. Here we're building our leaders pipeline for managing direct or general management positions. It's a 3-year program with a local and international assignment. So 18 months you would work in a local market as a manager, and 18 months you would be going on an international assignment. You have 2 hackathon weeks and a strategic project. And here we're obviously also looking for graduates with a certain working experience, international experience, and global mobility is a prerequisite. And same thing with the skills who we are looking for. Hope that gives you a good overview about what we offer: internship program, graduate program, and also future leader programs, where graduates and future leaders, these are new since this year. So yeah, let's look. Oh, and another addition, these are all international programs, especially graduates and future leaders. Internships, we shape it a bit more locally because each market obviously has a bit of different needs. And we used to always have interns in the German market. Still today, it's actually 30 to 40 hirings that we do per year. And out of that, it forms a very, very nice community. And usually in our team, in the talent acquisition team, we also have an intern, and that intern takes care of the intern community. And what do our interns do? They organize different events aligned with our values. We are better together, we care, and we are game changers. And in the past, they went, for example, in Munich already to ICOS store visit. They had lunch together, did a food tour at Viktualienmarkt. It's one of our famous markets in the Munich city center. Very nice and traditional. And went for a karaoke afterwards. And what's also something, it's like a heart project we do twice per year. We have CSR events. And since this year, we actually combine the CSR events between the graduates and the interns. And we have a separate graduate cohort. Of course, you can see on the pictures how our graduates spent time together already in the escape room, and also had a separate food tour on the Viktualienmarkt. And as food is very important, we have separate intern and graduate lunches where we invite the cohorts. Our graduate lunch is every first Wednesday. Our intern lunch table is always bi-weekly, every second Tuesday, to just, give the cohorts a space to get together, to exchange, to network, to have fun, and share experiences. Above that, we have a lot of benefits also, and these are PMG stands for Philip Morris Germany. These are specifically for Germany, and I can guide you briefly through that. So in total, we have a very flexible working schedule. So it's expected to be 2 days in the office per week, and 3 days we can work remote. In total, on a yearly basis, you have 30 days annual leave with the option of working 20 days remotely within the EU. Looking at salaries, so our intern payment for next year, it's always the minimum wage, and it goes up for next year. So from January onwards, it's 2,295 euros gross per month, with 2 additional one-time payments, each 500 euros after month 1 and month 2. We have above that separate benefits like a discount page where we have different corporate partners where we get discounts, and also a Tyria allowance. Tyria is one of our products the sticks you would use for our tobacco heating system, IQOS. So you get up to 30 packages per month. We also have mental health trainings, open door culture, and the culture I just introduced also with the pictures. Same with the intern graduates and new joiners communities. By the way, we also introduced the new joiners communities. They also have their separate lunch tables, but also do separate events on top of that. We have a company doctor in Munich on site, a subsidized canteen. So for 4 or 5 euros, you get the super fresh, very nice lunch meal. We have a post office in the office where you can use the parcel service also privately, and the equal salary certificate, and the list goes on and on. So, looking at the watch, I talked quite a bit now. I'm going to guide you quickly through the next steps and how you can apply if you're interested, and then we have another roughly 10 to 15 minutes for your questions, all right? If you're interested to join Philip Morris, you can search us on join.pmicareers.com, look for the most suitable position, and then hit the Apply Now button once you found the position you would love to apply for. What happens then? Obviously, you send your application, please add your CV, also motivation letter. Usually our application process has 4 stages, goes from application to evaluation, interview, and offer. As said, application goes in, we review the application, and then it depends a little bit whether you apply for intern or graduate or future leaders program. You would usually get a link to an online assessment, which you have to please fill out within the first 7 days. Afterwards, the link expires, and then you would get a screening call with me. For the graduate position, it used to be a video call because we have a higher volume of applications. And then it goes into interview stage for the internship positions. For the graduate positions, we do assessment center days on site in the Munich office. If you're successful, you'll receive the offer afterwards. What experience do you need to bring in? It always depends on the job profile, so I highly recommend just read through the job description. Usually you find a section where we list the requirements for the job, and most local roles actually require fluency in German, so please watch out for that as well. But I would like to encourage you nevertheless, rather try than being shy and thinking, oh, I shouldn't go for it. It won't work out. No, just better try. And if probably that position isn't the most fitting one, could even be that I reach out and I offer you a different fitting opportunity. Who we're looking for, fast learners with a critical mindset and solution orientation. We're looking for team players who love to collaborate in that culture and also thrive in a flexible and agile environment. We're in the middle of the biggest transformation ever. And obviously we're looking for people who feel inspired here and who wanna drive the change with us, being self-starters and create something bigger. If you feel excited about that opportunity, feel free to connect with me on LinkedIn to explore opportunities, or visit our Europe Graduate or Europe Future Leaders websites. You can see them below. I can also share the links afterwards. And yeah, as said, I'm super open now for your questions. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you very much, Deborah.
Thank you.
Thank you. So now, if students have questions, which I assume it's the case, the floor is yours. So, are there any questions in the audience? Yeah, please do.
Do you use AI to build your application?
AI and ATS, you mean?
AI
Yeah.
ATS,
Yeah.
We do actually. We use Phenom, if you ever have heard of that, our applicant tracking system. Other than that, we use SuccessFactors for the third application process, but we have an ATS, which is called Phenom, and Phenom uses AI to help us pre-filter the profiles. We introduced the new ATS last year, which is why the AI isn't super trained yet. But we're working on it to obviously feed the AI to give us better solutions. Usually the AI helps us to rate profiles from A, B, C profiles, how they fit to certain roles. And also if you apply, it saves your data for like 6 months, which is allowed in Germany. Afterwards, we need to delete the data. But within that time, if you click that you want to be recognized also for alternative jobs, it would show you as a lead for other openings if you could be a good match for that.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other questions? I think no questions. Everything was good. The presentation was good. It was informative. So,
No?
I guess yes. We just need to wait for Ms. Louise and then we can wrap it up.
Question.
Yes, please.
Should be student in order to apply for internship roles, or for example, the graduates can also apply for internships?
Sorry, let me just repeat the question. I don't know if I got it correctly. How many people usually apply for our internships?
No, the question was that we have to be still a student to apply
Yes.
for internship.
Yes. Please either be currently in your bachelor's or master's or in a gap year between bachelor and master's, because if you have graduated from your master's degree and that's your highest degree, you would be a suitable candidate for the graduate program rather than for an internship program, because an internship program is no entry-level opportunity. It's mainly to gain working experience and a flavor of what the department does and gain sort of experience how that job field is, but it's not a classical entry level opportunity, which you would usually look for after your highest academic degree.
Do you need any work experience for the internship opportunities for that PM Philip Morris?
The business usually prefers to have people who know how to deal with Outlook, for example, because as you can probably imagine, everyone's super busy and one has their own projects and wants to get things going. Therefore, they usually desire someone who gained a bit of working experience in different internship programs or different working student positions yet. Nevertheless, as long as you're currently enrolled at university, you would qualify for the internship program. And I can speak from own experience. In our department, we have hired last time someone who has done the first internship with us. So it wasn't mandatory for us as a department that you have had working experience, and we made a positive impression with that. It's just a bit more time to get the person onboarded and get the person settled, but the learning curve is even bigger, which is super nice to see. So it really depends on the department how much experience they desire.
Thank you.
I have one question, Deborah. You said the internships are paid, but what about the graduate program?
The working experience, you mean?
I'm talking about the early careers programs.
Yes.
Is
So
it a negotiation of salary as for a
Oh.
full-time job, or how can students prepare for this step?
So there is absolutely a difference between an intern salary and a graduate salary, and also the future leader salary.
Yeah.
So for our graduate program, yes, we receive hundreds of applications. We do the assessment center. It's quite tough to get a spot because we're looking for, again, feeding the pipeline of our future leaders. Nevertheless, if you have been an intern, it's not easier to gain a spot in the graduate program, but you know what you're buying in for. And we're looking for people who gain some sort of experience yet, and the bar is even higher. And you can also see the reflection in the salary because we pay above 70K per year to start a graduate program with us, which is a quite good salary. Even after 1 year, you would get a promotion and continuous salary increases. And even the landing position is above 80K, even more than that. So there is a very nice development in salary. Therefore, we obviously have some expectations what you bring to the table.
Yeah, of course, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Thank you for
of course.
presentation. Any other questions, students?
Yes.
Does you have any, for example, suggestion for how to prepare our CV, for example, for Fleet News? Is there any, recommendation or something like that that you have gained, during your work experience?
Well, in Germany, we're a bit more flexible in the design of CVs, I'd say. We don't need an American CV. You can do an American CV, but in Germany, some people still would use pictures on their CVs. It doesn't really matter to me. What matters for me, or what's quite important, to keep it as short and crisp as possible. If you're quite early in your career, I think 1 page is enough for your CV. If you have a lots more to add, please don't make it more than 2 pages. It should all fit on there. Make sure that your contact details are the current ones so that I, as a recruiter, know how to reach you via phone, via mail. Put on there in what city you live and your proper name. Even if you want to share your LinkedIn profile, do that on the CV as well. And above that, make sure that you don't have any typos, that it's a nice overview, that I can see like how many months or in what time period you were in what position at what company, and also in what location. And then crisply, I like it in bullet points. Just make some points about your biggest successes and what you worked on during that time, and what experience you gained. Above that, mention your language skills, your further skills and capabilities. If you're, for example, I don't know, if you work with WordPress or Adobe solutions or Microsoft Office tools, or you work with SPSS or R, these are all things you could put on the CV, of course, as well. The question was there before, if we use an ATS and use AI. Obviously, me as a recruiter, if I get hundreds of applications, I have the possibility to filter for certain keywords, right? So make sure if you read the job description and certain keywords are a must-have, that those keywords are visible in your CV. That's my tip for you, that any AI would rate you as a top profile when you hand in your CV for that role.
So I have a question myself, Deborah,
Yeah.
on that point. Would you recommend at the top of the CV to mention the job role the students apply for, even if
Yeah.
it's not the job they have fulfilled so far, but to make sure that they have the good keywords and that the ATS select them?
That's actually a good shot. It's a smart one because you have like 100% match, and the AI could obviously think that you gained experience in exactly that field just because you write, okay, here I'm applying for a 6-month internship starting February 2026 as customer care training intern at Philip Morris. And the AI would be like, oh, amazing, that's our candidate. Why not? I know that some recruiters, especially in the early careers fields, love to see that you write like one sentence what you're, or even if you're seeking for an internship opportunity that you mentioned from when on you're available. We have pre-screening questions, so you would have to give us that information anyway, because we ask for when is your soonest available start date, when is your graduation date, for how long are you available for, would you be willing to move to the location that you're applying for, etc., etc. But some companies maybe don't have those pre-filtered questions, so it makes sense if you currently live in Berlin and you apply in Munich to write that you're seeking an internship opportunity starting from etc., etc., for that and that time period in that and that city. So it gives the recruiter the information that you know what you have applied for. And yes, good shout to maybe use even the job title, because it gives you a higher match in the AI.
Yeah.
Why not? Try it.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks for the tip. Oh, a lot of hands raised up. So you first and lady second.
Thank you for your presentation. I want to know when can apply for internship leader team program. I check your website and now it's closed for 2025. When can I apply for the next year?
The internship program, did I hear that correctly?
Yeah, for team leader.
A future leader, okay.
Yeah,
Future leader program is 1st of October start date. And we also open the application externally. Next year, we're going to have one spot for an external future leader, and most likely going to start advertising in late spring, around summertime-ish. I don't know the exact dates when the campaign will start, but I know the graduate program, we're going to start advertising in February. Future leaders, so will be a couple of months later.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. And the lady in the back.
Hi, good afternoon. I have a question about the graduate program. There was a bullet point says up to 3 years of work experience. Do internships count as work experience, or just full-time position counts as work experience?
Well, I would expect after your highest degree that you're not in maximum 3 years internship roles. So it's actually a maximum after graduation date, up to 3 years after your highest graduation. That's the maximum how long you can apply for the graduation program. And then obviously we don't have an exact number of years with working experience required to qualify for the graduate program. Therefore, we don't exactly count on whether there was an internship or a full-time position. For us, it's just important that it's maximum 3 years after your highest graduation.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you.
Well,
I also have a last question.
of course,
Yes.
the last one.
Would the company support visa also? Visa sponsorship?
Sponsorship? You mean
Visa
relocation
sponsorship.
and visa?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ask for work, like your right to work in the market you're applying for. We don't sponsor visa for interns and graduates. We do that for future leaders, yes. But as you currently study in Germany already, it should be quite easy for you to get the work permission in Germany.
Yeah, it's extended 18 months after graduation.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gives you the opportunity, yeah, to start internships or early career programs.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So it should be okay for you. We, as said, we hired even non-EU nationals for the graduate program, but you would have to take care for that on your own, like go to the authorities, fill out the stuff. You can always send it to me if you need signatures and stuff, but we don't have resources locally who help you run those processes. So we don't have consultants internally who would go step by step with you through the process. You would have to take care on it on your own.
All right. Thanks.
You're welcome.
Well, no other questions? No? So Deborah, thank you very, very much.
Thank
for
you.
your time. I'm going to on the other way. The other side.
Thank you. It was lovely seeing you all.
Yeah, let's keep in touch. If you can share your PowerPoint, I will of course share with the participants later.
Of course.
Later this week. And I wish you a lovely afternoon, and I hope you will receive a lot of good applications from our students.
Hope so too. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a lovely
Have a rest of the
afternoon.
day. Bye-bye. Bye.
Thank you.